In this video, we're going to answer 40 fill-in-the-blank questions from the Pre-Algebra chapter of the textbook. I took all of the fill-in-the-blanks from each section and mixed them up randomly. So we're going to go through these in order, but the topics for each are completely random. And I think going through these questions will really help to cement your knowledge from this chapter. All right, the expression a to the m over n can be written in radical notation as what? Provided that the nth root of a is a real number. So either the nth root of a to the m or the nth root of a to the m power. Okay? The trinomial a squared plus 2ab plus b squared is a what square trinomial? This trinomial is a perfect square trinomial. Its factored form is what? This is a plus b squared. Okay? A blank is a collection of items called elements. A set, right? The set of all real numbers, the set of natural numbers, just any made-up set. It has elements in it. A number expressed in the form a times 10 to the n, where the absolute value of a is between 1 and 10 and n is an integer, is said to be written in, this is scientific notation. A blank in the variable x is a finite sum of terms of the form ax to the n power, where a is a real number and n is a whole number. This is a polynomial. A blank fraction is an expression that contains one or more fractions in the numerator or denominator. Right? What kind of fraction is this? What kind of fraction is it contains one or more fractions in the numerator or denominator? So like 1 over x plus 3 over 4 all over x plus 5. That's a complex fraction. The conjugate of 3 minus root x is what? So a conjugate, 3 minus root x, conjugate is 3 plus root x. The blank properties of addition and multiplication indicate that the order in which two real numbers are added or multiplied does not affect the sum or product. That's the commutative properties. Write an absolute value expression to represent the distance between a and b on the real number line. The distance between a and b, so the absolute value of a minus b, or the absolute value of b minus a. The binomial a squared minus b squared is called a difference of squares, and factors as a plus b times a minus b. The expression, so this expression here equals this, provided that x is not equal to what? X can't be minus 2 and x can't be 1. Right? You see why that is? The idea is this. If I take the number 3 and I want to evaluate 3 in this function, well, I can just plug it into here, right? If I take the number minus 2, I can't plug it into here because what's the original question? It's this is the function. So I can't use minus 2 or 1 because I can't divide by 0. Okay, a what is a polynomial that has 2 terms, and a blank is a polynomial with 3 terms. So a binomial and then a trinomial. For a non-zero real number b, the value b to the what is equal to 1 over b to the n. So b is a non-zero real number. This is b to the minus n, right? B is an nth root of a if b to the what is equal to a, right? It's like saying 5 is a square root of 25 if b squared is equal to 25, n. Right? B to the n is equal to a, then b is an nth root of a. So this includes negative numbers like negative 5 to the negative 5 squared. That's 25. So negative 5 is a square root of a. We're not talking, we said nothing about the principal root there. We didn't talk about the principal root symbol, right? The binomial a cubed minus b cubed is called a difference of cubes. And factors as what? This is a minus b, a squared plus ab plus b squared. The expression a to the 1 over n can be written in radical notation as the nth root of a, provided that this is a real number, that the nth root of a is a real number, right? The ratio of a polynomial and its opposite equals -1. So, like x minus 4, the opposite is considered 4 minus x, right? And so you can say, you could take out a -1 here and make this x minus 4, right? Okay, this set here is called the set of, those are integers. From the properties of exponents, b to the m to the n power is b to the m times n. The binomial a cubed plus b cubed is called the sum of cubes. And factors as, so this is a plus b, a squared minus ab plus b squared. Given the expression the nth root of a, the value a is called the radicand, and n is called the index. Okay? The product property of radicals indicates that, so in this situation, we can write this as the nth root of a times b, because the indexes are the same. So provided that the indexes are the same and that the nth root of a and the nth root of b represent real numbers. For a non-zero real number b, the value of b to the 0 is equal to 1. The blank term of a polynomial is the term of highest degree. That's the leading term. A blank expression is a ratio of two polynomials. That's a rational expression. The polynomial 5x cubed minus 2x squared plus 4 is written in descending order by degree. Right? The degree is 3, then 2, then 1, or then 0. 3, then 2, and then this term is 0. There's no, the coefficient on the 0, on the first term is 0. The associative property of addition indicates that a plus b plus c is equal to a plus b plus c. And the associative property of multiplication indicates that a times bc is equal to ab times c. If x represents any real number, then the cube root of x cubed is just equal to x. Right? But if this was the square root of x squared, that would be the absolute value of x. Or any even root, like any, the fourth root of x to the fourth would be the absolute value of x. But for the odd case, it's just x. The leading what of a polynomial is the numerical factor of the leading term. That's the leading coefficient. If b is not equal to 0, then b to the m over b to the n is b to the m minus n, right? The statement a times b plus c is equal to ab plus ac represents the distributive property of multiplication over addition. The expanded form of the square of a binomial is a trinomial called a what square trinomial? The square of a binomial, right, is a trinomial called a perfect square trinomial. A blank number is a real number that cannot be expressed as a ratio of two integers, right? What kind of number is that? A ratio of two integers, that's a rational number. If it can't be expressed as a ratio of two integers, that's an irrational number. The restricted values of the variable for a rational expression are those that make the denominator equal to 0, because you can't divide by 0, right? So a rational expression, you can input any number as long as it doesn't result in dividing by 0. From the properties of exponents, b to the m times b to the n is what? B to the m plus n. The product of conjugates a plus b, so what's the conjugate of a plus b? That's a minus b. Results in a difference of squares. A squared minus b squared, right. Removing a radical from the denominator of a fraction is called what? The denominator. When you remove the radical from the denominator, that's called rationalizing. The denominator. The process to remove a radical from the denominator of a fraction is called, well, that's also rationalizing. So these came from, we talked about this same topic in two different sections. They just noted this in one section, then we actually did it in the other section. We actually did example problems in the other section.